Tim Tszyu absolutely mauled his American rival Terrell Gausha, winning by a unanimous decision at the Minneapolis Armory on March 27th. What's really interesting is the fact that after seeing only a glimpse of the Australian phenom, American fans have been left completely stunned. Keep watching till the end of this video as we give you more on Tim Tszyu and the boxing world. First up, not new to winning. Tim Tszyu has a habit of winning. The way he mauled Terrell Gausha inside the ring isn't something new for hardcore Tszyu fans. The 27-year-old has fought a total of 21 times, and guess what? He's won every single time. That's a pretty impressive record if you ask us. What's already being called the fight of the year was possibly the toughest of Tszyu's career. It's not like he hasn't had tough fights before. It's just that this was the first time he was matched against someone that packed some serious power. And Tszyu certainly felt the power when he almost got knocked out cold in the first round of the fight after taking a vicious right hand from Gausha. While Tszyu definitely dominated the majority of the fight, it didn't come easy. We saw Tszyu sort of baffled in the first 3 to 4 rounds. New opponent, new country, an entirely different league of boxers. We'd be worried if Tszyu wasn't baffled, to be honest. But the momentum changed completely when Tszyu landed a brutal body shot in the middle of the 4th round. After that, it was pretty much a slaughter. The Australian continued to maul Terrell for around 8 straight rounds. It did seem like Terrell might find an opening, but Tszyu just had too much energy and momentum. And, if we're being honest, Terrell Gausha was practically a punching bag for at least 10 of the 12 rounds. Oh, we almost forgot to mention, boxing is basically in Tszyu's blood. He's the son of the former world champion boxer Kostya Tszyu. Next, really poor judging. Even though Tszyu won fair and square, the boxing world reacted harshly to how the judges scored the fight. Despite adjudicating the fight 114 to 113 in favor of Tszyu, Judge Robert Hecko faced some serious heat online following his decision. Honestly, we're just hoping Robert was watching the right fight, because it was without any doubt a one-sided bout. Nowhere near the way Robert had scored it. But anyway, that didn't stop boxing fans from tearing Robert Hecko apart for his somewhat controversial decision. Famous sports journalist Brendan Bradford called it tremendously bad judging, and we're pretty sure that was also directed mainly at Robert Hecko, because the other 2 judges scored the fight at 116 to 111 and 115 to 111. We're not saying that it's a fair judgment either, though. Another boxing reporter, Dan Raphael, called the scores completely absurd, saying it was an absolutely terrible decision by the judges. So, what we're really trying to say is that the scores don't reflect the performance that Tszyu put on for boxing enthusiasts and fans. Now, here's where some boxers go wrong. They enter a new league or boxing federation, win one match, and get too cocky. That makes them easy targets for more experienced opponents. Because, let's face it, boxing isn't just a physical sport. It's a mental battle as well. And the sport has its way of humbling those that think they're bigger than the game. However, when it comes to Tszyu, he's shown pure class after winning the bout against Gausha. After the match, Tszyu told the media that it was probably the first time he faced a real challenge, but he's proud of the way he bounced back. Not to mention that he also called Gausha a true gentleman. But anyway, Tszyu is probably hinting that nasty punch by Gausha in the first round of the fight. That was a really clean punch that clearly rocked Tszyu. Bouncing back after a punch like that is definitely an achievement. I'm here to really take over, and I believe it. It's still his first fight, so we're not sure what to make of that statement. He has lived up to the hype, and we're expecting to see some amazing things from him in the future. That's all we can say at this point. Next, new to only a segment of fans. One thing we've been noticing after the Gausha matchup is that some fans think that Tszyu is an inexperienced fighter. We like to remind those fans that Tszyu has 21 fights in his professional boxing career, and he's faced some mean-looking guys. While he's definitely new to American fans, Tszyu is one of the most dominant lightweights for fans that follow boxing, regardless of where it's happening. Still, boxing has always been much bigger in America, so he'll still have to prove his worth. There's one thing we know, it's that Tszyu has already proven he's belonged in the 154-pound elite division. But starting from here, nothing will be easy. He'll have to legitimately fight his way to a title shot if he's really here to take over, and he's not going to encounter too many gentlemen on his journey to the top. Now, in other boxing news, better than running around with a machine gun. We're pretty sure you've all heard about the Klitschko brothers, former heavyweight boxers that took up arms to defend their country Ukraine against a Russian invasion. The 2 brothers were joined by a lot of other influential figures as well. This also included heavyweight boxing champion Alexander Usyk, who left London to return to Ukraine and join the ranks to defend his country. Earlier this month, we even got to see a picture of Usyk carrying an assault rifle in Kyiv. If you think about it, he had 3 guns in the picture, 2 fists, and 1 assault rifle. Anyway, prior to leaving London, Usyk was actually supposed to have a rematch with 2-time world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, but obviously Usyk made his priorities pretty clear when he left London, and we can't blame him for that. However, Usyk took to social media to announce that he will resume training and return to London to take on his British rival, Anthony Joshua. And to be honest, we thought Usyk would get a lot of heat for leaving his country to go to London and train for a rematch, but after we heard what he had to to say we also thought it was the right move. Usyk thinks that returning to London to train and take on Anthony Joshua is a much better for Ukraine than just running around with a machine gun in Kyiv. Of course, some people called out Usyk for his decision, but he remained calm and wished them all joy, happiness, and peace. Next, Fury versus Paul. It's so amazing how a YouTuber turned professional boxer gets to decide when Tyson Fury's younger brother, Tommy Fury, will get a fight. Now it's obvious that Tommy Fury is more interested in the money because he's clearly the bigger guy between the two. But still, he's starting to seem a little desperate to get the fight. Tommy has remained pretty stuck on fighting Jake Paul. The two were set to fight last year in December, but unfortunately, Fury was suffering from a broken rib and a chest infection. He ultimately had to withdraw from the fight, and UFC fighter Tyron Woodley took his place. Why would Woodley care? It's like taking money to get knocked out. We suspect that to be at least 50% true. The other 50% would be Jake actually being that good at boxing. Anyway, even this year, the story remains the same. Tommy Fury has repeatedly expressed an interest in fighting Jake Paul, but this time around, the tables have turned. The YouTuber is now 5-0 in his professional career, including 2 victories by knockout against former welterweight UFC champion Tyron Woodley. Jake Paul has told Fury that if he wants to fight him, he'll have to go win a fight or two first. The irony. Lastly, wrestling inside of a boxing ring. In most cases, you have to beat someone up to win a boxing match, but what we're about to tell you is probably the first time you've heard someone get beaten up and still go on to win the match. Throughout his career, Australian boxing superstar Billy Dibb has won a lot of fights. He's a former 2-time champion, but age isn't particularly on the boxer's side. He's 36 years old now, and before his fight against Jacob Ing, he promised that he would quit boxing if he couldn't beat the youngster. Despite the 9-year age difference, Dibb was actually doing a pretty good job keeping Ing at bay, and even though Ing had an 11-centimeter height advantage over Dibb, he was failing to land a significant strike. So we're guessing Ing either got frustrated or something, and literally picked Dibb up and slammed him down on the ring floor. Right, so straight to it. Dibb did not get up. The crowd kept booing Ing, and eventually the referee disqualified him, giving Dibb the win. And that's it from our side, folks. So what do you think? Does Tszyu have what it takes to dominate the division? Will he be able to maintain his undefeated record, considering he's about to take on some tough opponents? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting videos. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.